What if I told you there are towns in America so breathtaking, so unreal, that most people don't even know they exist? I'm not talking about crowded tourist traps or glossy postcards. I'm talking about real places, hidden gems, where cobblestone streets meet coastal sunsets, where Bavarian rooftops glow under mountain skies, and where pastel cottages sit beneath palm-lined horizons. Today, we're counting down the 10 most gorgeous U.S. towns almost nobody knows about. These are towns that feel like stepping into another world, places where life slows down, beauty surrounds you, and every morning looks like a painting. And trust me, by the end, you'll be rethinking your bucket list. So, which one will make you want to pack your bags? Let's find out, starting with number 10. Number 10. Ferndale, California. Tucked away in the foggy green heart of Humboldt County lies a town that feels more like a living postcard than reality. Ferndale, California, population barely over 1,300, is often called the Victorian Village, and one walk down its main street explains why. Here, candy-colored Victorian homes line the streets, intricate woodwork gleams on old storefronts, and antique lampposts glow like something out of a storybook. Many of these ornate homes are known as butterfat mansions, built in the late 1800s by wealthy dairy farmers, and they give Ferndale a charm that hasn't faded in over a century. But Ferndale isn't just about pretty architecture, it's about small-town Americana at its purest. Friday night at the local Repertory Theater is still a tradition. Parades matter. Neighbors know each other's names. And crime? Practically unheard of. Homes here are surprisingly affordable for California. The median sits around $475,000, which feels like a steal when you realize the Pacific's wildest stretch, the Lost Coast, is only minutes away. Fog rolls in nearly 200 days a year, giving the entire town a mystical glow, while the pace of life slows to something most big city residents can only dream of. Picture it, sipping coffee at the same cafe every morning, waving at half the town before noon, buying your eggs from a neighbor, and ending the day with a sunset walk past homes that look painted by hand. Ferndale isn't just a place, it's a reminder that beauty doesn't need skyscrapers or spotlight. And if you think this little Victorian village is charming, wait until you see the next town where cars are banned, fudge is king, and life moves to the rhythm of horse hooves. Number 9. Mackinac Island, Michigan. Imagine a place where cars are banned, bicycles rule the streets, and the clip-clop of horse-drawn carriages is the soundtrack of daily life. Welcome to Mackinac Island, Michigan, a hidden gem with only about 500 year-round residents, yet one of the most magical towns in America. Sitting on Lake Huron between Michigan's upper and lower peninsulas, Mackinac feels like stepping back into the 19th century. Victorian mansions and pastel storefronts line the streets, while the island's famous fudge shops fill the air with sweetness. It's no wonder many call it America's fairy tale island. Tourists flood in during summer, but for locals, life here is remarkably peaceful. With no traffic, no honking, and almost no crime, stress simply doesn't exist. The community is tight-knit, neighbors know each other, and daily life moves at a slower, friendlier pace. Homes are limited and often passed down for generations, but when they do hit the market, cottages or historic houses can range from $650,000 to over $1 million. Expensive, yes, but living in a place with sunrise bike rides, snowy winter wonderlands, and fall colors straight out of a painting, priceless. Mackinac is living history, charming, safe, and unforgettable. And if you think no cars sounds unusual, wait until you see the next town where Denmark meets California vineyards. Number 8. Solvang, California. If you've ever dreamed of living inside a European village without leaving the U.S., Solvang, California is that dream come true. Tucked in the rolling hills of Santa Barbara County, this Danish-inspired town of about 6,000 feels like Copenhagen dropped into wine country. Founded in 1911 by Danish immigrants, Solvang still proudly wears its heritage. Streets are lined with timber-framed buildings, red-tiled roofs, and iconic windmills. Bakeries serve fresh Abelskiver, while festivals like Danish Days and Christmas markets keep traditions alive. But Solvang is more than a tourist stop. Locals describe it as relaxed, welcoming, and deeply rooted in community. With over 120 nearby wineries, vineyard life is woven into daily rhythms. Artists, retirees, and small business owners thrive here, creating a creative yet grounded atmosphere. Housing isn't cheap. The median price hovers near $950,000, but for a California town with sunshine, Mediterranean breezes, and charm around every corner, it's surprisingly attainable. Summers bring golden vineyards, winters stay mild, and crime is practically non-existent. Picture yourself biking past half-timbered shops, sipping wine at sunset, and watching festivals light up the town square. That's Solvang, not just a visit, but a lifestyle. And if you think Danish windmills are enchanting, wait until you see the next town, a Bavarian village hidden in the Cascades. Number 7. Leavenworth, Washington. Nestled deep in the Cascade Mountains, Leavenworth, Washington looks less like a U.S. town and more like a Bavarian fairy tale. With a population of just over 2,300, it's proof that reinvention can turn an ordinary logging town into something extraordinary. In the 1962nd, Leavenworth transformed its identity by remodeling every building into Alpine style. Today, streets are lined with timbered chalets, flower boxes, and beer halls, while accordion music drifts through the air. Every corner feels like stepping into the Alps, bratwurst shops, Christmas lights, and mountain views rising dramatically in the background. But it's not just for tourists. Locals enjoy world-class outdoor adventure, hiking, skiing, rafting, and climbing, all just minutes away. The Wenatchee River flows through town, offering lazy summer floats and stunning fall color. Winters turn Leavenworth into a snow globe, especially during the famous Christmas lighting festival. Median home prices sit around $720,000, competitive for a mountain town this unique. Residents describe life here as community-driven, festive, and adventurous, with neighbors who actually know each other. Imagine waking up to alpine peaks outside your window, grabbing schnitzel for lunch, and ending the day with folk music under the stars. That's Leavenworth. And if you thought a Bavarian village in Washington was surprising, wait until you see the next town, a Hawaiian beach paradise where aloha spirit rules the streets. Number 6. Paia, Hawaii. On Maui's lush north shore lies Paia, a town that feels like Hawaii's best-kept secret. Once a sugarcane plantation village, Paia has reinvented itself as a breezy, bohemian haven where surfers, artists, and free spirits gather. With just 2,700 residents, life here flows to the rhythm of the ocean. Mornings often start with yoga in open-air studios or a surf session at Ho'okipa Beach, one of the world's windsurfing capitals. Streets are lined with colorful shops, juice bars, and handmade jewelry stands, all radiating a laid-back aloha vibe. Community ties run deep. Neighbors host potlucks, art walks, and impromptu music nights. Everyone knows everyone, and visitors often say it feels like stepping back into a friendlier time. Crime is virtually non-existent, and the focus here is on wellness, simplicity, and respect for the land. Of course, paradise has a price. The median home sits around $1.2 million, but most come with tropical gardens, ocean breezes, and sunsets that feel like paintings. For many, that price isn't just for a house, it's for peace of mind. Picture barefoot afternoons at the farmer's market, evenings filled with ukulele music, and mornings that start with the sound of waves. That's Paia. And if you think island living is magical, wait until you see the California town that looks like a fairy tale brought to life. Number 5. Carmel by the Sea, California. If storybooks came to life, they'd look like Carmel by the Sea. Perched on California's rugged Monterey Peninsula, this seaside village of just 3,200 residents is famous for its fairy tale cottages, white sand beaches, and winding, tree-shaded streets with no street numbers, just names and charm. Every corner feels enchanted. Storybook-style homes with steep gables and blooming gardens sit beside art galleries and cozy cafes. The town banned chain stores, neon signs, and even high heels over 2 inches without a permit, quirks that protect its timeless, whimsical vibe. But Carmel isn't just for tourists. Locals enjoy morning walks along Carmel Beach, evenings filled with world-class dining, and a community that values art, nature, and connection. Crime is practically non-existent, and the pace of life is deliberately slow. Of course, beauty comes at a cost. The median home price sits around $2 million, but here you're not just buying a house. You're buying sunsets over Pebble Beach, neighbors who are artists and writers, and the luxury of living in a place that feels more like a painting than reality. Imagine sipping coffee on your porch as sea fog drifts through pine trees, or wandering cobblestone lanes that glow under lantern light. That's Carmel. And if you think a California fairy tale sounds magical, wait until you see the Florida town where cobblestone streets meet lakeside sunsets. Number 4. Mount Dora, Florida. Just 30 miles northwest of Orlando, sits a town that feels like Florida's best-kept secret. Mount Dora, population around 17,000, is a lakeside jewel where cobblestone streets, Victorian homes, and tropical gardens create the charm of a vintage postcard. Downtown is the crown jewel, lined with antique shops, art galleries, tea rooms, and cozy cafes. Known as the Festival City, Mount Dora hosts nearly 30 major events each year, from nationally recognized art fairs to a legendary Christmas light display that transforms the town into a glowing wonderland. Life here is relaxed, friendly, and community-driven. Neighbors greet each other by name, porch concerts and farmers markets are common, and weekends often revolve around Lake Dora, boating, fishing, or just enjoying the sunset. Homes are surprisingly affordable for such charm, with a median price around $410,000 in 2025. Wraparound porches, historic details, and lakeside views give the town its timeless feel. Add Florida's sunshine, summers around 91 degrees Fahrenheit, winters rarely below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's no wonder retirees, artists, and remote workers are drawn here. Mount Dora is proof that magic still exists in small-town Florida. And if you think lakeside charm is special, wait until you see the New England town, where autumn paints every street like a masterpiece. Number 3. Stowe, Vermont. If fall could choose a hometown, it would be Stowe, Vermont. Nestled in the Green Mountains with just over 5,000 residents, Stowe is known as the fall foliage capital of America, but its charm stretches far beyond October. Picture covered bridges, white steepled churches, and streets lined with maple trees that explode into fiery reds and golds each autumn. In winter, the town transforms into a ski wonderland, home to Stowe Mountain Resort, where fresh powder draws skiers from around the world. Spring brings rushing rivers and wildflowers, while summers glow with green trails perfect for hiking and biking. The town itself feels timeless. Locals gather at general stores, farmers markets, and cozy taverns, while tourists blend into a community that values simplicity and beauty. Despite its popularity, crime is rare, and the vibe is calm, welcoming, and distinctly New England. Housing isn't cheap. Median prices hover near $650,000, but homes here often come with mountain views, fireplaces, and that postcard-perfect Vermont charm. Imagine sipping hot cider on a porch as autumn leaves swirl around you, or skiing down fresh powder before warming by a wood stove. That's Stowe, where every season feels like a painting. And if you thought Vermont was magical, wait until you see the Arkansas town, where Victorian houses climb the hillsides like a fairy tale frozen in time. Number 2. Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Tucked into the Ozark Mountains, Eureka Springs, Arkansas feels like a Victorian fairy tale built into the cliffs. With just 2,000 residents, this hidden gem is famous for its winding, hilly streets, stone staircases, and gingerbread-style houses perched on forested hillsides. Founded in the late 1802 as a spa town, Eureka Springs grew around its natural hot springs, which people once believed had healing powers. Today, its entire downtown is on the National Register of Historic Places. Think winding cobblestone lanes, quirky art shops, and Victorian mansions turned into charming inns. The community here is eclectic: artists, musicians, and free spirits who value creativity and connection. Festivals fill the calendar, from music and food events to the legendary annual Zombie Parade. Despite the lively culture, life here moves at a relaxed, small-town pace. Median home prices hover around $350,000, making it one of the most affordable gems on this list. And with crime rates low and nature all around, it's easy to see why people fall in love with this mountain town. Picture lantern-lit streets glowing at dusk, live music spilling from a corner cafe, and Victorian rooftops silhouetted against the hills. That's Eureka Springs. And if you think Arkansas has surprises, wait until you see the Colorado town that might just be the most gorgeous hidden gem of them all. Number 1. Salida, Colorado. At the heart of the Rockies lies Salida, Colorado, a mountain town that somehow balances adventure, art, and affordability in one breathtaking package. With just under 7,000 residents, it's the kind of place people visit once and never want to leave. Salida boasts Colorado's largest historic district, filled with 19th-century brick buildings that now house coffee shops, indie bookstores, and artist studios. The Arkansas River runs right through downtown, making river rafting, kayaking, and fly fishing part of daily life. Look up, and the Sawatch Range rises dramatically. Hiking, skiing, and biking trails are all minutes away. But Salida isn't just about the outdoors. It has a thriving art scene, live music, and events like FIBARK, the country's oldest whitewater festival. Locals are a mix of artists, entrepreneurs, and adventurers who form a warm, tight-knit community where neighbors wave and weekends revolve around farmers markets and outdoor movies. Median home prices sit around $570,000 in 2025, far less than Aspen or Telluride, and the climate is surprisingly mild, with over 285 days of sunshine a year. Imagine sipping coffee on a patio as the sun lights up the peaks, then biking a riverside trail before catching live music downtown. That's Salida, Colorado's most beautiful secret and the perfect finale to our list of hidden gems. So there you have it, 10 of the most gorgeous small towns in America, each with its own unique charm and beauty. If you enjoyed this journey, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It helps more than you know. And tell us in the comments, what's the most beautiful town you've ever seen? Your answer might inspire our next list.